Hey everybody, this is Coach Nate from Erie Elite. I I don't really know what I'm doing, you know. Never really done like talking videos before, um, so this is different for me. But I've felt for a while that I've wanted to just kind of turn on the camera and give my thoughts about certain things. Um, I don't really know why, but I just think I've been wanting to do that, and so this is kind of my attempt. Um, yeah, I think today just kind of wanted to tell a little bit of the story about Erie Elite, about me, about what I'm doing, about what this is, and yeah, just kind of leave it at that. Figure maybe it'd be helpful to somebody out there who's thinking of working with me or just wants to know a little bit more about me. So yeah, first of all, my name is Nate Erie. I am 23 years old, just turned 23. I am done playing soccer. I played collegiately at Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, and also at Otterbein University in Columbus. And I've been playing soccer pretty much my whole life. I used to live in Southern California, and I lived there until I was 14, and then I moved to Columbus about a week before high school and ended up going to Upper Arlington High School in Columbus and played soccer all throughout there, played at Club Ohio, and then committed to Wright State. I played 4 years there. One of those years I tore my ACL my sophomore year, and then so I had a medical red shirt and took my 5th year at Otterbein University in the fall of 2025, and now I coach at Otterbein, which is pretty fun. So that's kind of the shortened version of me, like who I am, how I've gotten here. I guess a little bit about Erie Elite, about what my business is. I started coaching when I was 17. One summer after I think after my freshman year, or maybe I was 18. After my freshman year of college, I started coaching in Upper Arlington. Very casual, full like transparency. I did not do a great job, in my opinion. I, showed up unprepared sometimes and just kind of got away with it because I was, pretty good at soccer. And I don't exactly like regret the start because I think I learned a whole lot from that, and it's led me to where I'm at today. But even now I have so much to learn, and just so much still that I haven't learned, like I said, just about coaching and about the game and about everything. So I'm not nearly a finished product, nor will I ever be as a coach and as a person. But Erie Elite it's been a blessing. It's an honor to be able to work with so many wonderful people, so many wonderful athletes of all ages, boys and girls, and getting to meet all of their amazing families. I really do love what I do, and I feel so honored to be able to do this, and that people trust me, and that it's been working with a lot of athletes. I am just honored and so thankful, and so I really can't express that enough. That it just means the world to me that I'm able to do this, and it's been pretty successful. It's turned into starting to train like a few people into now working with a lot of different people, both in Columbus and in Dayton, and just getting to meet so many really awesome people. That's kind of the best part, and being able to inspire confidence in a lot of athletes, I think, is the reason why I do this. And that kind of brings me into what I wanted to talk about. I kind of wanted to talk about why I'm coaching, like what coaching means to me. And honestly, like, I haven't like prepared for this video. I kind of just turned my phone on and I'm just rambling, but yeah, coaching really means the world to me, and I think it started with me just being an athlete all of my life, and as a result, like, putting pretty much my entire identity in my sport. So growing up, I played soccer, basketball, and football, and then committed to soccer when I was going into high school. And I really, like, my whole identity was in my sport, like in my performance, in what people thought of me, and sure, that may have helped me play better at times, but I've come to realize how unsustainable and unhealthy that is. And I learned that, I think, through experience, especially in college, going through an ACL injury that, left me out for 9 months, where I was forced to figure out kind of who I was when I wasn't playing soccer. I hadn't even really considered that up until that point. And, the year after I tore my ACL, that was my junior year, I was healthy again and then didn't play, or I played like 8 minutes during that next season. And this was after like being a starter my freshman year. And that was even more difficult than being injured. I had no excuse anymore, like I would tell my friends and my family, like, yeah, I'm just hurt, but once I'm back, I'll be back. But now, like, without an injury to provide a reason as to why I wasn't playing, I didn't know how to handle that. And so I was embarrassed to like tell my friends how I was doing. I was embarrassed that my family, who lives in Tennessee now, would drive to come watch me not play. And it was a really hard 2 years, but I would say that it's definitely the best 2 years, almost like in terms of learning and growing, it's the best 2 years of my life. I'm so thankful for those experiences, but I wouldn't wish them on a lot of people, And obviously, like, there's much worse things that athletes have endured, that people have endured. But for the context of why I coach, I think those 2 years played a big part in my life and making me want to coach and want to help athletes who were struggling with confidence, and help teach them kind of the lessons I learned from those experiences, before before they have to figure it out on their own, frankly. And even like when I transferred to Otterbein, played my 5th year and was a captain, and made it to the NCAA tournament. It was awesome. But even like through then, it didn't, I had my struggles too. I was playing on a torn meniscus in my other knee for most of the season. And I feel like that kind of just summed up, my career. Like, there was a lot of great moments, but it was not without the struggle. And again, I'm grateful for that, and it's taken me a long time to kind of realize that I am grateful for it because those experiences were difficult, especially as somebody whose entire identity was in my sport. And so kind of breaking free of that, where, if I made a mistake, I wasn't defined by that mistake. It in turn helped me play with a lot more confidence and helped me play better. And so I'm just so grateful for those playing experiences, that have helped me become a coach now. I just love coaching so much, and being able to help people and impact people, I think, is something that draws to me, and that gives me energy and gives me passion and gives me purpose, especially as somebody who's 23 and trying to figure life out, And so I think like if I had to give some thoughts about what coaching means to me, that would be it, and that would be why. And that's kind of a pretty shortened version of my story. But, I hope somebody out there, or somebody that's watching this and wants to work with me eventually, can feel the sincerity in my words. Like, I really do love what I do. But it's hard, it's hard right now. I kind of run this all by myself. And I like to say that, the fun part is the coaching, but that's like 20% of the work. All the work is all the stuff behind the scenes. And so it's been challenging, but I just feel so fortunate and so blessed to be able to be put in a position where people respect me and respect me as a coach, even though, I have such a long way to go. But I feel like I've come a long way already, and yeah, I just love coaching, and I love the game of soccer, and I love what athletics can bring. I think it's the best preparation for life, because it helped me, and I just want to do the same. So that's just a little bit about me, about Erie Elite, and what coaching means to me. Thank you guys. If anybody's watching this 11 minutes in, thank you. And yeah, I'll see you around.